Hey brother, Stuart Matola, men's relationship coach. Hope you're having a kick-ass day. I'm recording here from a cabin in the woods of Tennessee. I'm at a retreat center. It's been awesome. I'm going to talk to you in this video about how therapy can keep you weak. And so if you're that guy who's gone to therapy for years, you've learned about yourself, your patterns, your family of origin story, and yet you still struggle to manifest what you want, your relationship or your marriage, this video is for you. As well as the guy who's gone to therapy a few times and he's like, yeah, we talked about my emotions, but I didn't really understand how that was going to connect the dots to changing my marriage. Up front, please like or follow me on this platform or comment below throughout the video. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the lower right and click that little bell to get weekly notifications when I go live on these videos. So I work with a lot of guys and more women these days who have been in therapy for years. They know their family of origin story. They've done the inner child work. They've connected with their little boy or their little girl, and yet still it hasn't helped create the change in their marriage. And I'm going to talk to you about why that is and the lens that therapy uses that really needs to be more of a reference point. And it's the same situation for the guy who's gone a few times to therapy and he's like, I don't get how going into the whole feelings thing is going to help me. So I often talk in my videos about action versus information and how therapy gives us a lot of information, but it doesn't give us the roadmap or the blueprint towards action. It doesn't give us the specific milestones, the steps we need to take to help us create the change we want in our marriage or our relationship. And I've recently been diving into some of the work of James Hillman, an American psychologist, deep into the work of Jung. And he was also big in the men's movement in the 90s. And Hillman says something that I've taught a lot, but he takes it to such a simplistic level. Therapy keeps us focused on the lack. Okay. And often it's about needs. Oh, I need this, I need that. Well, I need to be seen because as a child I was never seen, and that's my core wound, and I need, that's what I need. And so it keeps us in the lack. Now the problem with that is that doesn't put us in the place of action. So instead Hillman talks about what it means to be in the want, the desire. And I've often debated this with other men and colleagues that the want is a much more powerful place to create the change that you seek in your life. Now, the thing is, to get to the wants, yes, you need to do the work of the need and the lack. So that's where therapy is valuable, okay, as a reference point to go do that work, to understand that. But the ultimate destination is the want, that place where you step into what excites you, what inspires you, and filling that desire, what you want to go after, because that's a place where you're connected to your commitment and your determination to create what you want in your marriage and relationship. And when you're in the lack, you're in that place of the victim, that place of trauma. It keeps you in the pathological state of the lack. And that's not an empowered place to create what you want. So there's this paradox here, so that it can be very helpful to go through therapy. For many individuals, therapy is a necessary step to discover what was missing back then. But as I said before, it's a reference point. And when it becomes the lens of who you are and how you see yourself, you stay stuck. You stay weak. Okay? And if you are that guy who's done a bunch of therapy and has stayed stuck in the lacks, you're like, you got to do something else. You got to work with somebody who's going to have that distinction of the lens of, are we keeping you stuck in a lens of needs, lacks, what I didn't get, or is that person bringing you into the realm of, yeah, this is what fucking lights me up, and I didn't have it back then, and I want to create that now. That's the fire. That's where things change. That's where you're like, this is going to happen. I don't know how, but it's going to happen, and I'm going to find someone to support me, challenge me, keep me accountable, to be in the trenches. With that, I'm committed and determined to making it happen. And when I slip, and when I fall back into that space of the old demons and I'm wrestling with the lacks and the needs and all that stuff, I'm going to extract the information from there and move forward and not stay stuck there. Use it as a reference point instead of the lens. The lens that I want you to be in, that I've seen time and time again with my clients, that gets them moving forward to not be weak, to be strong, to develop confidence, to develop inner authority, and dare I say, yes, to develop their power. And I want to say healthy power. Okay? Not power above or a power under, but power with your partner. And that happens from that place of want, determination, conviction, and commitment. And that's the really simple version of this distinction of when therapy keeps you weak versus where the modality of coaching, depending on how it's practiced by a coach, and the work that I do, will take you into creating the marriage and the relationship that you want. And I like to say a lot of times, that may mean the next relationship. That may mean you need to get out of your current relationship. Okay? That may be part of the path, and that's scary. And I don't take that lightly, and you shouldn't either. But in the face of that, you don't have to stay stuck to live in a compromised version of a relationship in which you're like, yeah, this ain't gonna change. You're clear, you've tried and tried and tried, but it ain't changing. Thanks for watching this. I hope it was helpful. If you dug it, please like or follow me on this platform or leave a comment below. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the lower right. Click that little bell to get weekly notifications as I go live. Thanks so much for checking this out. Have a kick-ass day.